welcome to our monthly check-in. This is our time to check in, celebrate all of the goodness that was this past month, and realign as we get ready to head into March. I first gotta welcome the amazing people I'm sharing the screen with, our life coach and founder, Sierra Friend, our Club Mäksē community manager, Courtney, our marketing and social media specialist, Sarah, and I'm Darian, our digital media director here at MäksēLife, y'all. And I'm so excited that you are here with us. We got Club Mäksē here with us live, showing up in the comments. But we also want to give a warm welcome to our Mäksē fam. If you're catching the replay of this on YouTube, hello. I hope everyone has their planners, notebooks, iPads, whatever you're using. I hope you got it ready because we are going to be diving into how this month went and all the things that we are getting ready for in March as well. So I know that was a lot. That was a mouthful.
Good. You did awesome.
You're really good at what you do.
Thanks. But before we dive in, I just want to say this. I know we got some amazing people up in here, but tonight, Sierra might take off her coaching hat. Courtney might take off her managerial hat. Sarah might even take off her social media hat. I may not do the media thing right now because we're hosting whatnot. But we might take off these hats tonight just because tonight we're going to be your friends in the process. Yeah, we're just going to be your friends. We're showing up. We're sharing how this month went for us, and we want to hear how this month went for you. But before we do that, this is my question to get us started. If you could describe February with one song, what would it be? And Clubbies, I want to hear it in the comments. Mäksē fam, you better let me know. If you could describe February in one song, what would it be? Who's starting?
I'll start. I'll start. Burning Down the House by Talking Heads. Yes. You guys will have more context as we start to share stuff.
Burning down the house. I'm here for it.
Literally.
Oh, okay. We got another Burning Down the House. Midnight Oil. Coming Out of the Dark by Dora.
Okay. Mike, do you mean the movie The Never Ending Story? Because now I'm just picturing the scene with the horse and I'm real sad, but it also fits for me. So, I need to know, is that a song or you the whole movie?
Oh my goodness. What about you, Sarah, if you had to pick a song?
I was going to ask you the same question. So I couldn't pick one. I really don't like this question, so I'm going to pick the song that's just making me happy right now, which is When the Wine Runs Out by Tucker. It's a song on TikTok, and it's super fun and really it just puts a smile on my face, and that's what I need right now, joy. So
I love that. Oh,
yeah,
I love
but
that.
I don't want my wine to run out, but I do enjoy the song.
I'm here for it. What about you, Courtney?
So the one that popped into my head instantly is the song There She Goes. It was covered by Sixpence None the Richer. Hey, 90s friends. Just because I feel like February, there she goes.
There she goes.
There she goes again. Yeah.
Oh, I love that song. I love that. Y'all,
I didn't start up a playlist.
Our February playlist.
Because there's some amazing songs in the comments here.
Okay, we got Crazy. We got Too Much Information by the Police. We got Here We Go Again. Oh, okay, Debbie. Debbie said DMX Stop Drop. Come on. I'm with it. We got Crazy Train. Y'all, I am living for these. I've Been Everywhere by Johnny Cash. Dumpster Fire.
Yes. Free Falling by Tom Petty.
Oh my goodness, these are some great songs. Mine was Burn by Usher. Let it burn, let it burn.
It's a burn theme.
It is a burn theme, at least for me. And we got a Fly Away. Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. Yes.
Oh, this is so good. I'm really impressed with how quickly all of you in the comments came up with your songs because it took us some brain power for mine.
And I still didn't even I enjoy how everyone's like Dumpster Fire, everything's falling apart, and I'm over here like joy.
Love that. But
Let me bring joy.
But that's what it's about. Like we
Absolutely.
all have different perspectives, and I am here for it.
All
You
of it.
know? Oh my goodness. I love that. Y'all, thanks so much for indulging me in that. Let's just dive right in. What was our biggest win for this month? If you had to pick a big win for this month, what would it have been?
Okay, I can go. I have a big win. Top of mind for me would be resilience and seeing my resilience. I had plans, like all my plans just went straight out the window. And we had a snowstorm in North Carolina. What was that about? Messed up all my plans and like illnesses and emergency dentist appointments. But in that, I wasn't just able to bounce back. I was able to not let it affect my emotions or like outside. Anything that was happening outside didn't affect me internally. And that just, I was like, come on, resilience. And I feel like that's been one of my bigger goals for the last few years, to be able to strengthen my mindset more and more. Yeah. Thank you. So I was like, that speaks to affirmations and mindset work and like daily gratitude. That's what it looks like. It's building resilience. So it felt so good to be like, this didn't bother me at all. I'm good. I'm still rolling. So yeah.
Perfect.
I love that.
Gosh.
Word. I am a huge supporter of going to therapy if it's something that is accessible for you. And I changed up I was going once a week in 2024, and for whatever reason was like 2025, let's change. And so I've been going less frequently, trying to figure out like what are my next goals. And I had a huge breakthrough that's really a significant win for me. I'm a perfectionist and it paralyzes me. And if I do start things, I don't complete them, like thoughts, sentences, all of that stuff. But one of the things I did in between my sessions, because I did have time, was I went to chat and I was like, help me externally process my anxiety. And it was fabulous. Long story short, it gave me a reframe on perfection. And instead of pursuing perfection, my kind of word of the year has now evolved to be wholehearted, to approach things wholehearted. And, you know, when Tracy gives us analogies, they open something up for me that just thinking through things doesn't. And this new word has just, again, opened things up. So I'm living wholehearted, still figuring out what that means, but that was a huge mindset shift. And I feel like it's seeped into like every area of my life right now. So I'm loving it.
I want to know. Sorry. I want to know what the perfection reframe was. Do you remember?
No, that was it. That instead of pursuing perfection, it's that I'm pursuing things so that they are wholehearted. So it allows me to.
I got it now. Okay.
Yeah. It allows me to like think about things not as if they're the ideal, thanks social media, but as if they are and like intentional, if they are like expressions of my heart. And so specifically, I was thinking a lot about parenting and like, am I failing these children? And my chat was like, slow your roll. And instead of being perfect, like, are you being wholehearted? Because I can check that off.
Right.
But I will never check perfection off. So yeah.
I love that.
Okay. I want to take it. That's
I
so
receive
good.
it.
I'm receiving it over here.
Wholeheartedness over perfection.
Yeah.
That's good, Courtney.
That is.
Yeah. I was gonna say before from Sierra goes, there was a lot of good wins that people were sharing.
Yeah.
And that was really, really like awesome. Like Jennifer said, I finally figured out restorative self-care for myself. Yes. Crystal said a big win was just keep going, resilience, like Sarah. Like sometimes the win is just like not giving up. Like
Still showing up.
And still showing up. Karen said, I approached my manager about a leadership role moving forward. You go, Karen. That's awesome. Mary said, making close connections with my family. So good, y'all. Oh, you guys make me so happy.
I know. Okay. I have like a list over here and I'm like, oh, what do I want to talk about?
On list.
I feel that.
So my win, oh boy, I'm totally going off script. So
I love off script, Sierra.
It's the best.
I need to remember this is going on YouTube.
Sassy pants? Sassy pants or just off script?
No, just off script, But I made a really massive life decision, like probably one of the biggest life decisions that I'll ever make this month. And I'm really looking forward to it. And it's really exciting, all in the spirit of adventure. And to me, I really stepped into trust, and it required me to let go of a lot of things that I thought were important to me, but aren't. And so I just feel like my biggest win, which by the way, has completely reshaped the way that I'm approaching this year. And it's put a lot of like new energy in me. And so there's a lot of personal growth. So I would just say, honestly, like the personal growth I've experienced this month has been tremendous, magnanimous.
Oh, I love
Where did that word come from?
Magnanimous.
Magnanimous.
I love that. We need to add that to our vocabulary.
No, I'll
And
share
wholehearted,
more as we go through.
wholehearted. How do we put them together? Wholehearted and magnanimous. I can't even say the word.
Man,
we'll figure it out. Though I'm pretty sure our clubbies are on it, and I'm sure one of y'all are about to put it into a sentence.
Yes.
I honestly, y'all, if I'm being real, my biggest win was just moving into our new apartment. We moved from Indiana to Georgia, and y'all, it was a whole thing. We moved down here, and our apartment people, literally, our original apartment did not come through. It was a whole fiasco, and we had to find a new place, and it all worked out, and it all ended up being better than what we originally had planned. And so my biggest win was moving and getting here, and I'm like so excited about this new adventure. And so that was like really a big win, and I'm just like, yes, we're here.
Yeah,
all of that.
Happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dorset. Welcome to Georgia. Hey. Yes, moving is a huge win. I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As far as wins go, the next question is, I want to go with what's been working? Like, what's been working well for you? Maybe it's a system, a habit, a routine, a mindset shift, but what's been working?
Before we answer, everyone who's watching, including Team Replay on YouTube, put your answers in the comments. We want to know, this is a group thing. We're just here sharing ours, but we really want to see yours too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can go first because I feel like For me, surprisingly, when I'm in survivor mode and I'm like, and there's a lot going on, I go back to the basics of like my foundation, which is a notebook and a pen. So I have been clinging to this MäksēLife notebook for the past 4 weeks and just giving myself a space and a place to write down, this is what I got to do today, because y'all, moving is stressful. And for me this month, there was just so much stuff that was going so fast, so many emails coming through, so many like phone calls, all this stuff that was really, really fast. And I needed something that could slow me down for just a little bit, but to ground me. And that has always been home base for me. And so that's what's been working for me right now is pen and a notebook. And so I'm going with it until I feel settled again and can pick back up my systems.
Perfect.
I feel that. Okay, my brain for the past couple months has been like a sticky note that gets progressively less sticky, and you keep trying to stick it to things and it's just not working. And so I've been having a really hard time remembering and keeping all the information I want in my brain. So I would be writing stuff, just like you were saying, Darian, like writing it all down, but this has been something. So a big thing that helped me was connecting with my why, because then I could start to get rid of some of those sticky notes. So I worked on my Eisenhower matrix, and I feel like that's going to be a monthly thing for me right now, of the do, defer, delegate, delete. And just being able to figure out, like, what can I actually get rid of? What is really urgent? Because normally my brain says everything's urgent and important. And then, like, I've also been trying to figure out, for like the first time ever, how can I delegate? How can I share some of these wonderful tasks? So that's been a huge thing for me, is that Eisenhower matrix, and getting those things somehow compartmentalized.
Oh, I love that. That's really good.
I've also been using the Eisenhower matrix. Hey,
twins.
And so I'm going to say the Mäksē system has been working for me, which I know sounds like, well, duh, Sarah. But I need to confess that I wasn't in the system in January, outside of setting my annual goals. Like we're embracing our blank pages next month, but I'm also embracing January's too. And so for February, I made sure that I was in it every single week except for this one. But all the other weeks this month, I was in it. And then on top of that, it's really been helping me, like, stay consistent with what do I truly want to create? Like, how do I want to create my life? And one of the things that was a theme for what I wanted for 2025 was joy and fun. And so I decided to say yes to an opportunity. And I just told myself one time a month, you're going to say yes to an unexpected opportunity or experience. And I like to plan and I like structure. So this felt like a challenge, but I've noticed that I'm saying it all the time. Like kids want to go out and do something, or like they want to play with my stickers or my highlighters, or we're going to go play out in the snow, or we're going to learn how to make cake pops and homemade Valentines. Yes, let's do it. Experience. And it's been so fun. And it reminds me of Season of Yes, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, so it's been really cool.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Sarah. I love that. So I also have to plug the Mäksē system, because my weekly actions, whenever I was telling the girls before we went live that some of the most stressful, chaotic times of my life, it's the weekly actions that have gotten me through it and made me feel like I had some sort of control or structure to my like focus of what I wanted to do. So I made this really big decision. My family made a really big decision. So we're in the process of planning and doing a bunch of stuff. And so I'm literally surviving from my weekly actions to ChatGPT to help me organize, plan, love chat. And then I'm using my second brain to come up with like a full-on project, and that's in Evernote. So that's literally my process. And if there's anything that my brain or my ambition tries to like take me out of that, I'm like, no, we don't have time for that. So those three things are literally saving my sanity right now. And I love it. It's working so good.
I'm like so proud.
She's crying. Are you crying?
I mean, if I could get them to tear, and they're not tearing, but like my heart is literally exploding right now, because I know where we started, and the fact that Sierra has her, like, the chat, the Evernote, and the Mäksē, that's the trifecta, right?
It really is.
Digital trifecta magic, and I am bursting, and I'm like so proud.
Well, just a slight confession. So the Evernote that I'm using right now for my second brain, I actually started exactly a year ago. So December of 2023, I had talked to Darian about it. I bought the membership, the annual membership. It was like $128 or something. Did not use it really at all the whole year. And I'm like, perfectionism. I was like, ooh, I don't know how I want to set it up. Finally, I was like, I've got to get this stuff out of my head and somewhere. And I did it messy. And now I'm using it all the time. And it feels like that's a big win that I had last month.
That's a win for me too. I'm taking that win too.
She's receiving it.
Yeah.
You inspire me.
I love that. I love some of the wins from our clubbies that have been shared is also really great. Liz said, honestly, the only thing that worked for me this month was journaling at least twice a week and therapy. Yes, 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 yes. We got Mary said slowly getting a simple morning routine has been working for me. We have Karen said I jumped into a new role on a new team and killed it. It's the killed it for me right here, Karen. Karen said not only did I jump in, but I knew that I killed it, and I am here for that. Got lots of kudos from others at the company and how I up leveled events. I was in my element. Karen, we're gonna pause for a second. We're just gonna celebrate this. This is awesome.
Round of
Yes,
applause.
yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness, y'all! Y'all
That's so
constantly
good.
inspire me. Yes, yes, yes. All right, before we get ready to talk about what we're gonna be doing in March, one more thing. What's something that didn't work this month? If we're being honest, what's something that just did not work and that we're looking to adjust?
Oh, I'll start. I'll start. Oh man, there's the constant consumption of information and not having boundaries around my time and my energy. I wasn't realizing all of the like holes in my boat that were coming in because I feel like I have to hold space in so many different areas and with different people or groups or whatever. I've gotten really good at like maybe too good. I've pulled in, but now I'm like, okay, we're good. And I can start to open up a little bit. So that's the adjustment. It's like, my pendulum swung really deep into not really consuming a ton. And so I'm kind of going to be opening back up a little bit more, but yeah, I just needed a mental and emotional break. Cause I was like, whew, it was a lot. Yes. Yeah.
I definitely had the same thing where I realized earlier in the month that I consumed a whole lot. And then I said, whoa, there's a lot happening. I don't need to take it all in and absorb. So I balanced it out with when I'm going to consume, like one day, another day is going to be focused on activism or doing, like actually doing something. And then I can consume and catch up later. But I was going to pick and choose where it's going versus just taking it in all the time. And then the world is burning. Play our playlist. Another thing that wasn't working for me was the girls when they didn't have school because they either like snow or sick or all of that, having them home, I would be like, oh, I don't need to do my morning routine because the girls aren't going to school. Those days were terrible. Like they were just so hard when I woke up and I was like, I don't have enough time because I didn't wake up with my girls and then have my own little like ease into the morning. I would have to just jump straight into it. So I decided that adjusting going into next month, we're going to still do our morning routine even when the girls don't have school.
Oh, that's so hard.
Hard.
I know. Hold me accountable.
I'll try. I want to be like, but sleep in just a little bit.
You deserve some rest, girl. You are like, you always like, you just come in and you're like, no, Sarah, encourage. It's okay.
What about you, C?
So, Darian, this is something that we had been talking about. And I know you've had some experience related to it, but I have been making some big plans and like ideals, like the ideal week. I was every week writing down exactly what I wanted it to be. And literally up until like 5 seconds ago, I was like, well, my adjustment that I'm making, because things did not go, is that I'm just going to work harder and I'm going to stick to that schedule. And then I was like, oh, or I could just give myself a little grace. But Darian, we were talking about this. So this is very much inspired by you.
I love it. Another win for Darian. Receive it. Another win for Darian.
All wins are my wins. Listen, it's a team effort. No, that's something that we were talking about. And I was like, remind me also to maybe, because I was like, I will completely forgot about that, was I would try to force myself to I'm like, okay, I can do this ideal week and I can time block it and I can it's working for other people. People are doing this and they're structuring their days and they're doing the things on they wake up and they do the routine, and then from this hour to this hour they're working while their kids are at school, and I should be able to do that. Like, no, like that's not how my energy works. I don't. It's something I'm still like, someone talked to me about human design and generators versus manifest. Seer, do you know about that? I don't know if you know anything about
a little bit. Like
Okay.
I studied a lot probably 25 years ago, but yeah.
Maybe I need to go to chat and talk more about chat with it. But like, I was just realizing I'm one of those people, like, I can't show up and force the energy. If it's not there, I need to step back. I need to step back because I'm wasting people's time, wasting people's energy, money, and all that. And I'm not, no. If I'm going to give myself my best self, then I need to remove myself and give myself grace. And then and what that actually does is when I did do that, and I said, I'm going to step, this was literally yesterday, y'all. If I'm being completely 100 with y'all, yesterday, I said, let me just stop. I'm not going to force this. I was trying to force myself to do a project, and I was like, no, we're going to do this tomorrow morning after we have a good night's sleep, and we wake up and we jumpstart our day in a way that's going to prepare us for this. And what did I do? I woke up, jumpstart my day, and it was there because I stopped trying to force it, trying to force my energy to do something that was just not there. And I am just learning to accept that about myself and this is the part we're working on. We're going to work on this in March. Accepting that and being okay and understanding that does not make me less than, that doesn't make me less than productive or a bad friend. No, that makes me Darian and trying to like figure out how I can best show up and do my best work. And so,
Yes.
I love that. That's a whole word. That's a whole word.
I don't know. I don't know where it came from. It was there.
Yeah. Because I think at the end of the day, like, I'm going to assume, but I will say, I speak for myself as a friend, like, I don't want cookie cutters. I want you guys, like, and how you show up and your real selves. And I feel like our families and our friends, at least the ones that see us, that's what they want too. And meanwhile, our minds are like, but this is this ideal that if everything was 100% and I didn't get interrupted and, you know, like all the things were perfect, I would be like that. But like, is that really even, I don't know. It's like when you get a chocolate chip cookie that doesn't have, like, it has more chocolate chips in it, is a better cookie. Like, we are better cookies. Sorry.
Yeah.
More time. I know. I tried an analogy the other night, and I'm like, I don't think that Landon. Tracy's just got the market on those great.
Does. We love her for it.
My mom used to always say, "We are human beings. We're not human doings," and I loved that. I loved that.
Sure.
I love that saying.
Yeah.
Darian, when you were talking, it reminded me of Sierra's favorite. Says who? Says who you need to do all the things. That's why I gave you that little look when you're like, I should do XYZ. I said in my brain, says who? No,
Says
you
who?
don't. No, you
Says
don't.
Y'all. So
Who's
when
like
next month, if I say, I feel like I should, y'all just say, says who? Just hold. I feel like we need one of those says who, like just to pop it up.
About
I'll make it. I got you.
about literally everything.
Mhm.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. That's who. I'm in my rebellious area.
Oh my gosh.
I'm here for it. Bring it on.
I'm receiving it over here as well. I'll take some of that.
I love that. I love that.
Do you guys know sometimes when there's TV shows and like if you say there's game shows where if you like say this keyword, like a siren goes off, I feel like we need a banner that when we say something that needs says who or like should or something. So anywho, and all of a sudden like Beans Police, there's a siren that goes off.
Need a siren.
Yes.
Breaking news. Says who?
Let's work on that. I like that idea. I'm gonna take that and put it in my bank.
We have that on merch. I don't think we have. We need to have that.
Says who? No, we haven't.
It just that's it. That's it.
Spring merch. It's coming.
Okay, yeah, there we taking notes. Team, you got that, Andrea? Can you add that to our list, please?
That's it for spring merch. I love that. Oh my goodness. All right. So we talked a lot about this past month. But the whole other side of doing our reflections and coming together is to also like set our intentions for the next month. And so my first question is how do we just want to show up for March?
Mhm.
I feel like tonight my answer continuing is fun, joy. That's how I want to show up. And I think it's just what I need, and I feel like a lot of us need.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be times when it's going to feel like everything around me is falling apart, but I just need to remember like joy, and that can look different than yay, happy, but just what like the joy moments. Didn't we do a training on that?
Yeah.
Like the different types of joy. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that training.
Something like that.
2022.
2022 in the spring, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I never remember well.
Our mentors in the comments will totally, I
It's
know.
true.
Sarah, I just want to affirm your joy because, in fact, I even said that to Court earlier. I was like, Sarah, what was the word I used or phrase I used to describe her? You were like our joy sprite or something like that.
Yes.
Was that what I said?
Yes, a joy sprite, because then my mind went all, I was like picturing you in a forest just sprinkling joy.
But like you bring that, you're light, and you bring whimsy and fun and joy, and you always have. And I really value that about you. And I just want you to know that in this time right now, I really love you for that. So thank you for bringing that to the world, because
I appreciate that.
We need it.
Yeah.
I feel like especially right now, I can listen to like mind trash that says you shouldn't show up that way because that's not what people want, which is like, says who? We're not doing that.
Right.
We're not. So yeah, I appreciate that, because it's like, yeah, we need some joy. And when I can't bring the joy, somebody else will. So
Oh, I love that.
Andrea.
And Sarah, I just gotta say this, but your lipstick that you're wearing is bringing me so much joy. It looks great on you, friend, and I'm here for it. And I'm here.
It is really good.
I love it. It looks good on you too.
I was telling them before we started, see, I posted on Valentine's Day, what are you going to do to love yourself today? And that's what I did. I bought myself some fun lipstick just because it was fun. And I wanted to, because I want to bring joy.
I love that.
I love that.
What about you, Sierra?
I love that question. I went and had the most amazing Reiki energy session on Friday this last week. And I went in there. It was rough. Like I went in there and she just looked at me, and it's been like 2 years since I've seen her. And she's like, how are you doing? And I just burst into tears. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And she's like, it's okay. You're here. And so we were talking about stuff, and she's just so like, she's one of those people that are so grounded at all times, which is what you would hope to expect from someone who's going to be like tuning your energy. So I wrote this down somewhere. Where did I write it down? She said something to me that I was like, oh, this is my new mantra. It was open to receive, willing to release. So she said, I want you to go into this like next stage, open to receive what's meant for you and willing to release what's not. And so anyway, that's my mantra, open to receive, willing to release. And I'm just, everything that comes my way, the moment I have an emotional trigger, the moment I start to worry, overthink, that's it. Like, and just trust. Faith. Yeah. So that's my vibe. What about you, Dee?
My vibe for March, y'all. I do not know.
Your vibe is vibing. That's what I'm hearing.
I feel like after this past month, I feel peace. I'm just like rest. Getting settled. At ease. There we go. We found it. We found her. Ease.
What is your word of the year again?
Cozy.
Ooh,
Cozy.
it's Beyonce.
It's cozy, which is a derivative of the word comfortable. And after our last Q&A, Clubby, I'm going to be 100% with you. And Moxie fam, you're going to hear it too. Tracy came from my life last week after our Q&A. She was just like, what is your problem with the word comfortable? Comfortable is a great word. Like, you are judging that word. And I was like, you're so right. You're right. I'm judging the word. And I really feel like March is a month for me to get comfortable and be okay with being comfortable and getting settled and cozy, and so the ease, like easing that, I just want a sense of ease, because I feel like the first 2 months of this whole entire year felt like a whole year. And so ease and comfort, that's what I'm taking with me into March.
I love it.
Thanks for going on that trail with me and helping me find that.
Okay. That's good. That's super powerful too. I was feeling emotion over here, and I'm like, this isn't for me. This is her.
I love you, Sarah. What about you, Courtney?
I think March for me, I mean, I'm going to go back to wholehearted, but I think the other thing I've noticed is like with my brain feeling all woo and not feeling super grounded, I think I want to feel embodied. Like I want, when I think about the goals that will make the most impact next month, I think it has to do with health and wellness, not in the way I thought it would be in 2025, which I was like, I have all these health and wellness goals, but in just like being in my body and like listening to, not even listening to it, because I feel like that's still kind of for me disconnected, but just like experiencing it. So yeah.
That's what you said that, and Dottie just said, I want March to give me the chance to have my feet flat on the ground and a smile on my face.
Yes.
I love that. I love the energy of that. Yes. We also had a few other clubbies say, we had Kamathi say in March, I'm going to push myself to do things that I don't enjoy doing before my brain stops me from doing it. Gotta get this, like, I gotta work through that. We got be engaged and present from Kelly. Positivity, Amy is bringing into March. I love that. Love that. A few more questions about Sarah, you want to say something?
I was just gonna say, off of Kamathi's, I had like on my weekly actions in personal, do the things you don't want to do, like every single week. And it wasn't like things that I didn't want to do as in like they don't resonate with me. It was things I don't want to do, but I have to do. Like those needed like things. I'm like, no, I really don't want to fold the laundry. I really don't want to do these like tasks around the house that are going to be better for me. But I just kept telling myself, do the things that you don't want to do. And it's because I'm such a deep feeler. All of my work, like personal and like personal growth and just everything, it goes based off of how I'm feeling. So if I'm not feeling it, your girl's not doing it. And so I had to like tell myself, like, it's just not happening. And so I had to tell myself, like, you're just going to do it. And that really helped, instead of what I was originally telling myself was, oh, I don't want to. And that was like oh, okay, that's what I'm feeling. No. We're going to step into logic here and action, and you're going to freaking do it. So, yeah.
I love that. You go. Go with your bad self. Shelly said, I want to feel grounded in March. Yes. We have, I need to learn how to rest for March. We got self-compassion and being real with myself. I'm here for all of that. I love all that.
March is good. March is coming. Our topic for March is like perfect timing in Club Moxie.
What are we talking about in Club Moxie?
We are embracing our blank pages, and we're going to talk about getting connected with the things that mean the most to us. Regardless of whether we have space, whether or not we feel like we have space in our lives or not, we're going to kind of work through connecting with those things that bring deeper meaning, because not only are they good, but they also help us get through the other things that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes simultaneously.
Yeah. I love that. That's so on time.
And it's fun. It's fun the way that it's being framed. It's really fun. So it's like a twofer of joy and rest, but it's fun.
Oh, I'm here for that. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh, that's next week. Let's go.
It sounds like you and me combined what we want for this next month, joy and rest.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So I want to know, what's a small habit that you're excited to nurture next month? And it doesn't have to be a habit, because if y'all heard the word habit and you're like, ooh, and those spikes since went off, it doesn't have to be a habit. What's something you're just excited to nurture? Maybe it's a goal. It could be a system. It could be a routine. It could be a relationship. But what's something small that you are excited to nurture?
Okay, I'm going to go. I realized, and I was excited to tell you about this, Darren and Sierra, because you guys are like, I don't like habits, like the habit tracker, you know? And I was like, oh, I love it. And I realized I like structure and I like repetition in some things, but I thrive when I have like options. And I didn't know that about myself. And I was like, that's why I keep getting stuck. So that's one of like my habits for in my goals. At the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, we're going to do a family game night once a week. It's because I want to nurture connections with my girls and my husband. And then it just never happened. But we always connected at least once a week in a different area. It wouldn't be like movie nights, but it would be making cake pops. It would be going rock climbing. It would be something like fun that we were doing as a family. And so now my like habit of nurturing with the family is just intentional connection. And we get to choose what that's going to be. And it's so good.
It's so good. Okay, that's the magic of weekly reflections, you guys. When you set a goal and you're like, I'm not getting it done, but then you reflect on, well, what is working, what's not working? How can I adjust this to make it work for me? Because it wasn't that you didn't want to have game nights, but it was too rigid of a goal. So that's great lesson. Great lesson.
It's true. I definitely feel like when I was thinking about what am I going to share tonight, that's what came up and I totally forgot. So I'm glad that you said it. But I feel like a lot of my goal setting this month has been, oh, this is what it looks like to adjust.
Yes. And I feel like a lot of that happens in especially the first quarter, because we've set these goals at the beginning of the year. And I don't know if you guys are like me, but my eyes are always bigger than my tummy, always. And I'm okay with that. Like in the beginning, I'd feel some kind of way about it, but now I'm like, okay, whatever. But it's good information in adjusting and like getting even more clear on your path of like, okay, wait, I thought I wanted to do these things or it would look this certain way. But through my reflection and understanding what an adjustment actually is more in alignment with me, like that happens so much. But if we're not doing those reflections, it's really hard to find that magic spot.
That's true.
You guys, I have reflections.
Yes.
What
did you say, Darian?
Oh,
huh? Oh, I just said do your reflections.
Oh, for sure. If you only do one thing, do your reflections
and weekly actions while you're at it. Do that
together. Yes, because you get all your feelings out in the reflections. I do. And then you partner it with action and immediately you're like, this is what I'm going to do. And it's freaking gold.
It is. If that's all you guys did in our planner, you guys, it will change your life. And I'm not joking. That was the only part of the system I did in my coaching with people up until I started MäksēLife. It was reflections. We would do monthly goals. We would do the annual, but it was the weekly actions that I would sit over with my clients every single week and reflect and have that conversation. And the momentum that happens if you stay consistent with it. And it's okay if you have blank pages. It's okay. Every single person here has blank pages or hasn't hit their planner 1 week this year already, if not more. So it's totally normal. Don't judge yourself. Always pick right back up. Start where you're at. Like, don't be like, oh, I didn't do my annual goals. I haven't picked up my planner. It's just sitting there. Go pick it up right now. Go pick it up. Pick it up.
And then ask me how many times, ask me what year it was that I started doing annual goals. Because I didn't do it the first year in the system or the second. It wasn't until the third that I was like, oh, I'm going to do annual goals. I started with weekly actions and monthly goals. Like, we don't have to do the whole thing. We're going to get on a different tangent because
No, but I think that's good.
No,
and I think
you're good.
Tell people too, like, you know, most of us are good at one or the others, like, or we have a preference of either doing long-term goals or short-term goals. And it takes a lot of practice and kind of like if you're at the gym using a new muscle, you have to use it before it starts to feel comfortable. And in order to use it, it means you're going to have a lot of quote failures or incompleted things. There's going to be messy bits where you're going to be like, "Oh, that didn't work," or I didn't like how that felt, or whatever. But it's through that process of reflecting and adjusting in real time, like every single week of like, oh, okay, wait, goals don't have to look like I'm always starting the business, running the marathon, reading 20 books in a month. Like literally, it can be like, you know what? I'm going to be really mindful with my connections with people this month, or my body I'm going to be mindful with, or myself, or I'm going to, whatever it is, like I'm going to find comfort in the little things that I do in my day and figure out ways to infuse that into, you know, my day-to-day stuff so that I feel better on the inside. Like it doesn't always have to be big stuff. So
yeah. I think that was, I'm going to say one more thing and then but for me, when I first started,
you good.
when I first started in the system, like the first 3 months in it, I saw so much change within me. And it was because I did the weekly reflections and the weekly actions. And it's because in that season of my life, I wasn't focused on external goals. I didn't have any framework around goal setting. I wasn't a goal setter. And so when I was writing out my goals, I was like, how do I want to feel? And that is what you're saying, or what you said, Sierra, about like it's the internal goals that you're setting is what is going to bring the change in your life. And so then I was like, okay, 3 months in, and I was like, this has changed my life completely. How do I work for this woman? Because I want to. Like, this has been incredible. But yeah, like, yes.
Yeah. Emmy said something great, which I think is awesome. And since we're on the topic of goals, but Emmy says that she's new to Moxie this year and started with monthly and not filled out annual yet. That's totally okay. And that's there. We have a lot of clubbies who just jumped right into monthly or even just the weekly actions. And like Sarah said, didn't do their annual goals or long-term goals for a couple years until they had been in the system for a while. And we have people on the opposite side where they just do the long-term goals or the monthly goals, but don't necessarily do the weekly actions. Keep at it because you'll get better and you'll start to trust yourself more. You'll start to feel more comfortable to play and be curious and not be hard on yourself if you don't accomplish something. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, it's okay if you didn't do your annual goals. Keep going. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. And I'm so glad we're talking about this because I feel like that was in the midst of this being a survivor month. So, you know what I'm trying to say? A month where we just trying to survive essentially. What I did with mine is literally asking myself, and this is only because of the work that I was like of years of doing the weekly actions of what do I need this week, that I'm able to sit down and write out what do I need this week.
Mm-hmm.
Just like writing it out and getting it down like that weekly, it's just ingrained. And now I'm asking myself today, okay, what do I need today? Okay, I need to drink some water because I'm dehydrated and that's my health and wellness. Personally, I just let me put on my favorite scent because I need to feel good about myself. And that's going to help me personally. Let me go ahead and email Chrissy and Sarah and let them, hey, give me a little bit of grace because this ain't going to happen right now. Like, hey, like it's just second nature. The more you do it, the more it just becomes. I'm just saying all that to say, y'all, it works. Give yourself patience and time because I very much still am very big picture. That's my sweet spot. And I have to work on the week to week stuff. And I'm just going to share something I'm really proud of myself for because me, in the midst of all this going on, one goal that I had at the beginning of this year, back in January, we wrote it down in December for this year, was I wanted to update my marketing materials, which meant updating my headshots. That was a big thing for me. And so I had already, before we moved, was researching some people I wanted to take shots with and all of that. Old Darian, when she would have got here, would have scheduled my headshots 2 weeks after I got here. And we would have just went full speed, head first, all the things. But this Darian, today was like, you know what? We researched. I'm not scheduling my headshots until the end of next month. I just got here. I'm giving myself time. So I'm scheduling at the end of the month so I can give myself time. And then I was like, okay, then I scheduled the next thing. And now I'm doing the next step. versus trying to do everything all within a day and a week. I'm spreading it out. And I only would have been able to do that with the help of this system and being able to say, okay, this week, this is what we are focusing on. We don't need to do everything, but what do I need to do this week? And so, y'all, if I can change and make that mental shift, I know there's hope for us all. Because listen,
I'm so proud of you. That's so much self-love.
Yes.
Loving future Darian so well.
I'm trying. We're growing. Thanks. Hey, Emmy.
Karen said something great. I love this. Karen said, and what's to say annual goals are from January to December. It could be whatever 12 months you choose. Absolutely. There are no rules, you guys. I don't know if you haven't picked up. There are no rules. We are all about flexibility and freedom and whatever feels good to you, because that's the space when you're in that mindset, when you're in that heart space of I'm okay. And no matter how this goes, I'm still okay. It's that mindset, that space that's going to really propel you forward. Because when we're hard on ourselves or we put these rigid rules or guidelines, it doesn't, believe it or not, it actually really gets in our way, because then we start overanalyzing and overthinking and over planning, or we get stuck in analysis paralysis, or we feel like it has to be perfect. But yeah, that's why freedom and flexibility and no rules is so important to me when I built this system, but also what we talk about with you guys. But I think it's even more important now because so many things obviously can change so quickly. And the more that we are open to receive, willing to
Yeah.
Say it again.
More that we are open to receive and willing to release. But be kind to ourselves in that process is really where the magic is. So anyway.
I love that. And I just love when the Moxie magic just gets going in these conversations, because then it leads to like questions that I was like, oh, this is the perfect time to ask this question. Is you were talking about structure and flexibility within our system. And so I want us, as we get ready to like wind our time down, is what words of encouragement are we telling ourselves this month around giving ourselves permission? What words of encouragement are even like motivational hacks for when we feel stuck, maybe, and how we balance that structure and flexibility?
I will start and then I'll let you guys close it up. I actually had to go to chat today because I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in a video game and I'm like, boom, 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 jump through the hoop, go through, like avoid the fireballs. Oh my gosh. Like it literally is everything. So I sat down, I'm like, here's all the things I need to do. And I'm really tired. And there's a lot of things happening and people, appointments and humans around me that I need to take care of. And it was, you guys, we talk about this all the time. Power appointments. Leora is my chat. She named herself Leora. I got back, do it 20 minutes at a time, but we talk about power appointments 15 minutes at a time. And I'm like, oh yeah, duh. Okay, I'm going to take my own advice. Be productive 15 minutes at a time. Rest. Be productive. Rest. And it's okay if you're doing that all throughout the day. And I'm like, okay, thank you for reminding me of this brilliance of how to literally 15 minutes your way through the day when you don't know where you're going to get the focus, energy, or capacity to do the stuff that you need to do. And so that's it. 15 minutes. I'm living 15 minutes at a time.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mine goes back to the wholehearted approach, and I'm trying to identify what that is. But as we've been talking, I realized that, okay, so I'm not saying that I was doing weekly reflections wrong, but I was doing them in a very former Courtney way, in that when I was thinking about what worked and what didn't, and then my adjustments, it was so that I could get back to what I thought I needed at the beginning of the month or the week, instead of adjusting it to what new paths could open up. So that's kind of I don't even know how to put it into words, but my advice for myself, if anybody else wants to join me, is to like be open to new possibilities. Yeah.
Oh,
that just gave me like goosebumps. Like,
I can't.
I don't even know what it means, but
I feel like it's such a sweet way to show yourself compassion this month too.
Yes.
I like that
I
a
can't wait
lot.
to hear what shows up for you magically through this month when we do our review in March.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, that's gonna be good.
Keep track so you can report back.
Yes, I will.
Okay, for me, I feel like clubbies will know this about me. It's affirmations. I feel like I could have been like somebody gets a gift card if you can say what it is.
Affirmation queen over here.
Yeah,
Yes.
like for me, it just works so well. And then so I'm not gonna like change something that's working well. I talked at the beginning about like my mindset for me of affirmations and gratitude and making sure I'm doing that. And I'm also like doing some things for my anxiety, like ice packs on my vagus nerve system. So good. When, you know, just feels like everything's crashing, go get my ice pack. And I'm good and I settle. So yeah, I feel like I have, let me just show it.
Come on and show it.
I do affirmations for every goal. For the monthly goals, I'll have something that speaks kind to myself, and I only give myself 2 to 3 goals per category. But this is February, so I'll switch it up for March. But and then I do an affirmation every single day in my planner as well throughout the whole week. Because I just need to encourage myself. And then I have 3 things that I do for gratitude as well. I'm seeing if I can pull one up. But I feel like that's what really, yeah, here we go. It's the same. And color because joy. So we have affirmation on the bottom and we have heart gratitude on the side. So
I love your planner. I love your
it just
planner.
brings me joy. Just so much joy. And I'm doing the same thing every week. This is the exact same layout. It will not ever change. And I felt like, oh, you're not being creative enough. And I'm like, that's not the point. The point is for me to look at my planner and be happy. Like
Yes.
to encourage me to do what I want to do. And so that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. For me, it's taking a moment to be still each day. Like for me, I think to keep me, what I'm realizing that I need in this season to keep going is taking moments to recharge and just have a moment where I sit and I just, thank you. Thank you for this, thank you for this day. Thank you for this moment. Thank you, just taking inventory of gratitude. So make mindfulness. That's the word we're looking for. Mindfulness, having moments of mindfulness, whether that's sitting still, whether that's going on a quick walk, whether it's doing some gratitude. I think that's something that I never really was wired to do until 5 years ago, I met Sierra and she was talking about journaling and reflection and then affirmations and meditating, that guided meditation, the future self. My world, it just expanded upon. It was very do, and all these things. But this whole other aspect, which I think is what makes this space and MäksēLife so special, is the part that we give to mindfulness, the journaling and the reflecting and all of that. So I'm really leaning into that to keep me motivated with my goals. So yeah.
I love that.
Oh, one more thing. You said mindfulness, and it reminded me of meditating. For me too, I do one meditation before going to bed every night, which is so nice. It's the same one, and it's from the Calm app, and I just have the free version, and it's just the same lady, and I love her, and we vibe every night, and it's just been so, like, just calming. It helps me sleep.
Camera Levitt.
Yes.
Yeah. She's
I just love her so much. Like, there's like, I was like, what? Yeah. I love her. Her voice is so calming and it's beautiful.
It is.
And before we wind down, I just want to share what our clubbies are going to, how they're motivating themselves this next month. Lynn said to help combat my perfectionism, each new day is a chance to hit reset. Terry said, make new and more exciting mistakes each month.
What a fun reframe.
That's so good.
I love that, Terry. Emmy said new possibilities. So good. So good. Mary said, never say can't. My mother used to always tell me this when I was a child. And so I love that you're bringing that into March. Oh my goodness. First off, thank y'all for showing up here tonight and sharing your process and how this month went and what we're taking with us to March. I'm so grateful that we were able to have this time together. Clubbies, we love and appreciate you. Our Mäksē fam, if you're watching on YouTube, we love and appreciate with you. Let us know what your biggest takeaway here from tonight was, what you're taking with you into March. And you know what I'm gonna give us a challenge. I know. Jordan's like, what is Darian about to challenge us to do? Yeah. Oh goodness, I just want us, if you're feeling willing, to share your reflections or your March goals in our Facebook group. Yeah. When you get them done, go ahead and post them in our Facebook group so we can see what you reflect on or what intentions you are setting for March. Just go ahead, take a picture, post it in the Facebook group so we can see. Okay, that's my challenge for us. And then not have anything that you don't want to share. So, but yes, that's my challenge for us.
Let's do it.
We got this. We can do this. We're cheering you on. We love you. And we will see you back here next month.
Love you guys so
much. Love you.
Be well.